All right, you're on the return to 6x6x4 stage. So the first part we do is we solve it like a 3x3. So I can see that I'm on the yellow and white side, so we're going to make a cross. It doesn't matter if it's yellow or white. So here's a white one, yellow one, these ones are in. We can go ahead and turn this. Now this is even simpler than the first part because this is just 3x3 stuff, except we don't even care about colors, so this is really, really fast. And then this one can come all the way down. Now we want to put in corners, so this one is in. We can put this one in using simple 3x3 beginners method stuff. A little bit of a... Sometimes I find this puzzle is a little bit flimsy, but it's really awesome. It's actually not even flimsy. It's just that you have to be aligned correctly. And then we can put in the last corner down here. So now we want to put in these edges that have no white or yellow on them. So we can see that this one does not, so that one's fine. This one is not fine. So I'm going to put this one down here using classic, again, beginner 3x3 stuff. I'm not going to go through this part in detail because it will really bore the people who are watching and listening to the commentary. So I kind of have to keep moving here. Now this one can come down here exactly the same way. And we can put it in. Now we don't care where we're putting this stuff at all. It's just, we're just trying to get the shapes in. That's all we're trying to do. So now the whole middle layer has all the edges that are supposed to be in there. The bottom's fine. So the top. Now a lot of the time you might have a parity where you're going to have, because we have this one and this one sticking out, you might have a third one and that's a parity. Now you can apply the parity algorithm to this to flip it down, or you can just flip one of these over, one of the edges. If you have parity on top, because we don't care about orientation, you can take this out and flip it over and it'll fix the parity. So from here, we're just going to get the top layer flat using your standard 3x3 beginners method or whatever method you want to do. Again, if you need a tutorial for this part, you probably shouldn't be solving this puzzle. So this shouldn't be your first puzzle. You should know 3x3 first. So here we've got the soon, right? We got these three. So R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, R prime. All right, so now that we've got all the corners and edges flat and all of these side edges in, now we start dealing with all this stuff poking out the top here. So basically what we want to do is be able to put these down. Now I can't put these down because these are all in one row, but we come here and we've got this one going this way. So let's put two of them that are in the same row like this, and now we can flatten it out, as you can see. All right, so now here's a bit of a trickier one. We've got these two poking up and they're going in this plane, and then this one's trying to cut through that plane, and so is this one, and that's just a little difficult to get out. So let's see what happens if we do that. All right, so what we can do is it was like this and they were poking out here, but I can change it by flattening this out and it pokes them out the back side, and that's totally fine. We can work with that. So what we want is we want three of these on the bottom and one on top in this case. Now there's a lot of cases, so I mean it's really up to you how you want to solve this. All right, so we want to put, I don't know, we want this one to be in line with this one, like this, sort of like these are. So we just bring it up. Nope, we can't do it like that, so we don't want to bring up the other one. So let's bring it up like this. So now it's in this position. And bring this one down. Now every case is going to be different, and now we can bring it up again and that'll line these up. As you can see, it is now lined up, these ones as well, and we can put them down. So now all of these edges are flat, and it's just the centers that we have to deal with. Now every scenario is different, so that's basically how you do it. You just get them all in the same plane and flatten them out. We don't care about the centers, we're just doing the edges. And so now we're going to do the centers, and we're going to try to pair up two like this. You'll always be able to pair up two, and if there's one, it's a special case that'll only happen at the very end, and we can deal with it then if it shows up. If not, I'll show you how to do it anyways. All right, so here's another one with two. Now we want to find, because all of these pieces belong in the center, right? So we want to find centers that have two missing as well. So here's two, on the other side is also two. Okay, so what you want to do is, because this is in this plane, hold them on the right, put one of these 2x1 blocks on the left, and then turn it over and do the exact same thing. Okay, so now that that's done, what you want to do is turn this plane with these missing holes, okay? You want to turn them up. Now that they're up, turn the puzzle this way so you can see that these can match up with this. And same with the other way around. These can match up with this. And all you do is turn them this way and that way. And now you can see it. They're matched up, right? And now you can just put them in. And it doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter colors here because you can't switch a, orientation or orbit, sorry, with those. So, okay, so we've got a 2x1 block here. But first let's match these up. So I can see if I turn this one, I can match those up. So now these two are matched up. Okay, let's turn this one. So the other one should be in the top right. So let's turn it to the top right and match them up. So now we've got this 2x1 block matched and this one as well. Let's just put them over here for now. We see what we've got this hole, the light. But so the hole's there. We want another one on the other side, and there isn't one there. So let's move this one. Let's move it here by turning it here, flipping that upside down and turning it back. So that put this in here without disturbing this one. Now this one has to match up with this one, like this. But if I just turn it and do that, you can see now I've wrecked this one. So what I have to do is put this in the same plane, in the same row as this, by turning it over. Okay, so now let's put this one up, which kicks this one out. But when we turn this around, and then we bring this back, you can see that it has made one of those holes. So the holes are here, in here, and as you can see, just like before, we put the 2x1 blocks. This is a little bit loose. There we go. We put the 2x1 blocks on the left, turn these holes upwards, turn the puzzle this way, so you can see that these can be matched up and these can be matched up, and again do the exact same thing. All right, so now I'm going to show you, and then we can put it back in obviously. Now I'm going to show you what would happen if you only had one. So let's just do this really quick. This is really quick, so I'm not going to bother with it. So you can see I've only got one piece poking out, and here's the piece there. All right, so what you want to do is you want this piece to be on the bottom, so we can just flip it over, or we can just flip it over this way, but we want the hole facing us. All right, so we move this up, we move the hole up where it needs to go, and we can see that this is in the bottom right. So we move this to the bottom right, and now we can move that piece in. Okay, and now we can just realign it with this, and that's how you get one single piece in. All right, so now we have to deal with the centers all over again. And it's a little bit difficult this time. It's different. We're moving into cuboid stuff. So go ahead and click centers part 2.